Okay, we've got her on the line. That would be Lynn Christian from SoulSalt.com.
Hello.
How you doing, Lynn?
I'm so good. How are you guys?
We're doing great. So she's a life and business coach with SoulSalt.com. SoulSalt.com, that is. What we're talking about is taking control of your life.
Yes.
And I love this because we talk about this on the show from time to time, and that is there are things within your, that are within your control in life, and then things that you can't control.
True.
And that's kind of how we're starting this, as far as, you're teaching people how to take control, take the bull by the horns as far as taking control of your life.
That's right. That's right. And, I go back to the Serenity Prayer. I haven't done a lot of studies with that, but I have a lot of respect for it from the AA Foundation. And you think about part of life gets really simple when we accept and get serene about what we can't change. But we stand up and we get courageous about what we can change, and we're wise enough to know the difference. And the real distinguishing factor is the things we can't control are typically none of our business.
Yeah.
True.
And people get hung up on it. And they spend their time and their energy kind of wasting away trying to either change other people or just stuff that's out of your control.
That's true.
Right. And, I've been there. You guys have probably been there.
Very human.
And one of the reasons we do it is that we forget ourselves. Or we, without knowing it, kind of slip into some kind of enslavement of an other focus instead of our own. We kind of detach from our personal responsibilities and don't even know that there's a thing called self-efficacy. And so what I'm here to propose is, and you guys were talking about snooping earlier, is getting snoopy on the inside of yourself.
Ooh.
Like a place to start is to start asking things like, what are the dynamic, brilliant parts of me that maybe I've been ignoring or been distracted from, which are things like your values, your personal philosophy, your personal beliefs, your strengths, the human needs that go beyond food, water, and shelter. We all have certain things that we need. Like for you guys, for you, Frankie and Jess and Kylie, if you guys did not have a platform where you could inspire and motivate and be transparent with all of us out here listening to you, a part of your life would not be as vibrant. That's sort of like a need that you're getting fulfilled. And we all have those. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm encouraging people to look at. The inner things they can't control, which it's all about their own business. That's where we want to focus.
Well, and how many people are listening right now that have no idea that you're even doing this sort of thing, as far as you're just kind of so knee-deep in maybe other people's business, instead of kind of being like minding your own business and concentrating on yourself. But there's a lot of people where, I don't know, they just kind of play the victim, and it's like, oh, it's this and that. It's like, well, you got to start, like what Lynn is saying, is start looking within. Start asking some of these questions, like, why does it seem like nothing in my life is going right?
Yeah.
Because there's always something you can't control from the inside out.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're swooping in, enabling, caretaking too much, then you've forgotten about the soulful place, the salt of your own soul.
Yeah.
And maybe this is a good time to wake up to that.
Yeah.
Or people that are addicted to the drama. We talk about that on the show, too.
Yeah. Lynn, why do people do that? Is it too painful? Is it too scary to self-explore? Because I'm one of those people that I would rather ignore myself and take care of everybody and their brother first.
Well, it's easy to do it because we can be a good person and help others. And nobody knows that we're actually playing the chicken you-know-what game by being addicted to helping others and giving away our energy to someone else's life and ignoring our own. It's socially accepted. There are a lot of different reasons why people do it. Sometimes we do it because we're in relationship with a narcissist, and so we feel like we have to balance them out. Sometimes we do it because we were raised to take care of our parents instead of them taking care of us. Mm-hmm. There are, for every person, there's probably a nuanced reason. Okay. But the idea that we're trying to talk about, my hypothesis is that if you want to live a big, bold life, you start from the inside out.
I love it.
You don't try to put it out there and make it look like you're all that. You become all that.
What are some tips for that? Just where to start?
So where to start? So I would say figuring out what your core values are. And if you don't know what they are, think about a time in your life when you took a stand for something and you were able to stand for it even when you were getting ridiculed. underlying that stand you took might be a core value. That's one way to start. Another way to start is to go about asking yourself, what do I really need in the moment? Beyond food, water, and shelter, we're not even talking about wants. We're not talking about aspirations or dreams. We're just saying, what do you need? There was one point in my life where I just needed to get some sleep.
Yeah.
And listening to those basic needs, that's one way to get in touch with yourself. Does that help, Jess?
Yeah, I love that because I've talked about that with some friends, and I think they learned it from you. And Kylie and I have talked about this. Like, I'll ask myself, what do I need? If I can feel myself getting out of control, I'm like, I just need to stop and breathe. I just need to stop and touch my heart. I just need to stop and take a minute, because we don't take a lot of time for ourselves. And I think you, especially women and men, fall into it too. I think we feel selfish, and that's wrong.
Huge to actually be able to tap in to say that to yourself. Like, what do I need? Because
it's a good skill.
I would think that most people aren't able to or don't do that.
Yeah, true.
You know,
we don't. We really, few of us do until we're told that we can.
Right.
We realize that we can. Yeah, and I think that you guys know we have a special gift for people if they want to get started, because we're releasing a Take Control of Your Life course soon. But I think there's a lesson that we've recorded so that you can connect people to. Do you have the text message there?
I don't. So the text message or the audio? Or hold on.
The bottom, how to get it.
Oh, you're talking about My Power. Of course, I thought you meant the audio, because you sent some audio over too.
Oh, I think you guys. Yeah, no. Yeah. How can your audience get in touch if they want a little bit more?
My Power. It's all one word. So you want to text it to 44222. Sorry, I didn't know what you were talking about. I was a little, because I was thinking about the person that. I don't want to say their name.
Oh, yeah.
But before we'll give you this the short code, or the texting and the short code again in a second here. But so this is somebody that Jess knows, that we're not going to say her name, but she said you changed. I guess it was her and her husband that reached out and did a Zoom call with Lynn not too long ago, right?
Yeah, she was blown away, and just life-changing. And she's like, you and Frankie were right about Lynn, and we're going to tell our friends and family about her. And I get chills every time I think of that text, and I saved it because I was just like, because you're a life changer, Lynn. You give us the tools to make our lives better, and we appreciate you.
Well, thank you. That's the whole key. I really don't do the change, but if you have somebody who believes in you, who can stand by your side while you go in and do that deep dive and can ask you the right questions and hold the space with the right strategies, you give a whole new lease to yourself on your own life. And so thank you for the recommendations.
Well, and I don't, and Lynn is very humble.
Yeah.
So she is you have a gift, and you're able to help people like Jess and I have seen you before separately, but you're able to help people connect those dots quickly. You're able to kind of sit and it makes sense. And even for somebody like I was, before I met you a couple of times, I was a little skeptical the first time, because I'm like, I'm a head case. How are you gonna unpack this suitcase in my head, and kind of make sense of it? And that's kind of what I was thinking. And you were within 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
I came out of there, and it's just like unbelievable. I mean, I had stuff written down that you had me jot down notes. You jotted down notes, and it was stuff that I could understand and kind of get me through some of my BS.
Yeah, it's powerful,
so
man.
you're very gifted at what you do. So we appreciate you. So
Thank you so much.
It's My Power. Again, if you want to take control of your life, My Power, you want to text it to 44222. That's My Power, all one word, to 44222.
Good Christmas gift, too, man. You can gift this to a loved one and to yourself. I would do that.
Good idea. I love it. It's a very unique gift. I like that. Lynn, you take care of yourself, and we'll talk to you soon, okay? If we don't talk to you before Christmas,
you so much.
have a Merry Christmas and a good holiday, okay?
Thank you.
Take care.